All right. Hello and Happy New Year, Choom Gang. I'm Sophia and I will be your host for today's Choom Session. And guys, you might have noticed, but we have a little bit of a different setup this time around. We're trying something new. We're actually at headquarters in Vancouver, Choom headquarters. And I actually have my guest sitting right next to me, which is amazing. So please, guys, help me welcome Justin from Valens. Thanks so much for being here.
It's great to be here.
It's amazing that you're here in person. This is so different, guys.
No doubt.
It's going to be awesome. But before we get into bombarding Justin with questions, I'm going to let you guys know, don't forget, guys, make sure to let us know in the comment section below what you're chooming on today. So what are you rolling? What are you smoking? What are you toking? Whatever you have going on, let us know in the comment section, and that is going to get you an entry into our giveaway. Because this time around, guys, we're going to be giving away a Versus Yeti cooler that's valued at $300. So guys, you're going to want to get in there. And that's not the only way that you can enter. The easiest way, the simplest way, is just for you guys to give us a thumbs up, give us a reaction to this video, and that's it. You are entered, but I am also going to give you a chance to get some bonus entries in. All you have to do is just pay attention to some questions that I'm going to ask you guys during the session, and each one of those is going to count as an entry. But guys, yeah, so good luck there, and let's get into it.
Let's go.
Justin, all right, so please tell us about yourself and your role at Valens.
Oh, phenomenal. Well, first of all, thank you so much for welcoming me into your space. It's great to be here. Again, my name is Justin Carlato. I'm our Vice President of Recreational Sales at the Valens Company. I've been with Valens for almost 2 years now, but I've been in the regulated cannabis space since pre-legalization. So it's been an incredible journey, to say the least.
Yeah, probably a whirlwind.
A whirlwind, absolutely. But couldn't be more honored to be a part of it. It takes, obviously, as we can all attest to, a lot of hard work, and you have to be ready to anticipate a lot of unknowns. But to be able to be a part of a growing industry that means so much to a lot of people comes a little bit of responsibility. But feeling very honored to be here as well. So here we are.
I love it. I'm so glad that you're here. But to keep things kind of in the spirit of the new year, I did want to ask you, if you had any New Year's resolutions or any goals, for yourself.
It's been a fast start to the year, and I'm actually really glad that you prompted me with this question, because I did the math, and it's actually my 10-year wedding anniversary this year. So it's not till August. So I'm giving myself now to recognize a bit of a milestone year. So what does that mean for my 2022? There's a lot of things that I want to make sure that I do to continue to be a good husband, and my wife and I are happy, and obviously along with that come a number of different things that we need to do for each other, but also for myself to stay healthy and focused. So, I want to run more. I want to make sure I go skiing this winter. There's a lot of recreational goals that I've got. And then, just from a professional standpoint, there's a lot going on with the company, but really making sure that our people stay engaged. I'm very fortunate to work on an incredible team. So making sure that we've got, great culture, great communication, great accountability with our team is going to be a huge priority. But above all, I'm looking at that 10-year wedding anniversary as a bit of a milestone for 2022.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Right?
It's 10 years.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big milestone.
Same ring. Haven't lost it. Unbelievable. So it's going to be a great year.
Yeah, here's me going on fourth.
Congratulations. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's show up.
That's the thing that 10 years, a decade.
Yeah.
You gotta pull out, do something good.
Well, that's why I want to thank you for
you're welcome.
having me. Now I'm on top of it, so there's no excuses. I've got a few months here, so I got to figure something out.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, well, I'm rooting for you. Hope that all goes well.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess we'll get into who is Valens. What is the brand story there? The story behind it.
And I know we've got a time limit, so I want to make sure I'm concise, but it is very interesting. I mentioned that I've been with the company for just under 2 years now, But for those who do follow the industry, would have familiarity with Valens, Valens has been around for a number of years now, but in a way that isn't really consumer facing. So, up until even just about, 16 months ago, 95% of our business was in a B2B2 environment. So we were doing a lot of focused work for other licensed producers, predominantly in the extraction and custom manufacturing space. So where we've really kind of grown up as a company, our core fundamentals are in kind of manufacturing and the extraction of biomass into creating, finished goods. So we don't grow, we're not a cultivator. We don't have either indoor or greenhouse environments or outdoor grows, but we work with a number of great partners. But really our fundamental kind of core capabilities are in manufacturing. So what that's meant over the last, call it 16 months, is that we've kind of taken those core competencies and we've begun building a portfolio of products that now consumers can actually see.
Yeah,
so,
and enjoy. Which I have been quite a bit.
Well, there you go. And hopefully we'll have a chance to get into it. But so that's kind of really the evolution of where we've been to where we are. And for those, again, who pay attention, our network of family brands has grown. So we now have a phenomenal partnership with the team at Citizen Stash, which we're very excited about. Prior to that, we've announced partnerships with the team at Life, where the majority of our edibles come from. So from a manufacturing standpoint, we couldn't be more excited about the partnerships and the team that we've built, and hopefully the brands that everyone will have a chance to see and experience in 2022.
I love it. That's fantastic. And okay, so you guys have really kind of gotten a lot of success from this and been really kind of cutting edge innovators, right? So I don't know, I wanted to ask you, about cannabis and success. Do you think that they can be kind of coexist with each other?
I feel like they have to, right? We've gotten to this point where it's becoming more and more acceptable. Obviously, it's being destigmatized. People don't need to feel as if this is something that they need to keep to themselves. Exactly, yeah. Right? Just from my own personal experience, I've been very fortunate in my career. I've had the opportunity to work in a number of different cities. I've worked, among incredible people, and I love what I do today. And cannabis is part of my daily routine. I interact with cannabis in one way or another, whether it be from a recreational standpoint or from a wellness standpoint. Every day cannabis is in my life. So there's no distinction, I think, between cannabis or anything else that isn't managed in the right way. Too much exercise can be a bad thing. You know what I mean? Too much focus on work can be a bad thing. So I feel similarly towards cannabis as I do everything else in my life. If I just have a plan and I can engage and connect with it in a way that keeps me focused and driven, I couldn't imagine a life without it now because of what it does, both from a recreational standpoint, but even more importantly, sometimes just from a wellness management on my end, right?
I feel that.
Yeah, no doubt. So the answer is absolutely, and I there's more people that I know I can see, and I would never presume to start diagnosing, but I can only imagine the benefits that welcoming cannabis into people's lives would do for so many people that I know still have a little bit of distance between themselves and their comfort level. But hopefully, over the days, months, and years, this continues to become more of a very welcoming product for people.
Totally. And okay, so with cannabis and with success, I want to ask about motivation. How do you stay motivated in this landscape, right? Because hey guys, not only are we dealing with an infant industry, right? The cannabis industry is so new, right? It's still kind of learning how to walk, basically. And then also with the added bonus, let's call it a bonus, of COVID, right? Of having a pandemic, just this landscape that we have to kind of swap through. How do you stay motivated to keep going?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Routine, first and foremost, for me is critical.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So personally for me, I have a fairly regimented routine in terms of how I can manage, whether it be my work-life balance, my relationships, my wife, our 10-year, friends and family, any other objectives that I've got routine. But predominantly for me, around motivation is particularly in cannabis, being in the industry now for over 4 years, like seeing how important this product, like in I call it product in various forms, is to people, and knowing like the work that we do legitimately has an impact.
Oh my gosh.
In previous industries that I've worked, they've been very rec focused, and you got to be mindful of that. But the kind of occasions to which people connect with cannabis in Canada are so varied, but the role that this product plays for people is so powerful and meaningful that knowing that we're able to bring, a great assortment of brands and form factors and to meet all of their different occasions is enough to kind of get my team and myself excited, because we know the impact that it has.
Yeah.
So that in itself is energizing for sure.
I definitely feel like anything that's done, like it's just like it's a ripple effect, and it like happens tenfold in cannabis.
Yeah.
Like, because it happens so quick and things change so fast. So yeah, I 100% agree with that.
No doubt.
No, that's awesome. All right, Choom Gang, I have your next bonus entry question for you, all right? I want to know how you stay motivated on your day-to-day. Like, guys, we're navigating just like crazy times right now. How do you guys stay motivated and focused? Let us know in the comment section, and that is going to count towards that beautiful versus Yeti cooler. All right, so I want to kind of get into Valens, and I want to know, who is under the Valens umbrella? Like, what are the different brands under there?
No doubt. So 2022 is going to be a very exciting year from a product and brand point of view. As I said, 16 months ago, these brands didn't even exist, and time flies. And in a very short time, this group at Valens has developed an incredible portfolio that continues to take shape. So really, as we walk into 2022, there are kind of 4 primary product assortments that we're excited to launch. Obviously, I've spoken to the partnership with Citizen Stash.
Yeah.
So I think many of you would have obviously familiarity there.
Yeah.
With their high levels of kind of cultivation credentials that they bring, the levels of quality and care to the products that they put into market, predominantly in whole flower and pre-rolls. So, we're looking with that partnership to really, amplify what we're able to do in terms of bringing incredible product under the Citizen Stash name to consumers, first and foremost. From an edible standpoint, again, there's a brand, Vacay, which is meant to be very fun. It's occasion based, as you can see. We've got some ready to go. But again, with our partnership through the team at Life, we built some amazing flavors in a variety of different form factors, whether they be soft chews, chocolates, no sugar added content, in a variety of different formulations and cannabinoids. So Vacay, watch out. And then to keep going, those who are familiar with Valens have experienced Verse, and we continue to have a lot of energy for Verse, and over time we are going to kind of innovate that brand into kind of Verse 2.0. So I'll be speaking to that momentarily. So lots coming down the pipe there, which I'll be eager to share. And then lastly, a launch of a brand that's actually very near and dear to our founders. So for those of you who may not be familiar, Tyler Robson is our CEO. Yeah. And one thing, maybe back to motivation, that gets me up in the morning is, I've worked again in a variety of different environments, but never have I been so connected to the passion and commitment in a very authentic way that our CEO brings to the table. Tyler's had a personal relationship with cannabis for a very long time. And if you were to ask him, a couple of his core beliefs is, he'll tell you rap and weed flow through his veins, right? And I'm using his words, and it's undeniable. It's absolutely undeniable. So Tyler built this company from scratch When we talk about just early, just extraction capabilities to now talking about an entire portfolio of products.
Yeah.
And I don't know of many environments in regulated cannabis in Canada where the leader at the top has this like personal connection and care and passion for cannabis. Tyler definitely does. So the fourth brand that I wanted to speak to is Contraband, and Contraband is built with 90s hip hop as an inspiration with respect to the way the brand is being positioned. And it will be available in the upcoming months across Canada. And you'll see some of the brand kind of positioning on how we're trying to tell that story, with obviously quality being a high level of credential, because again, for the true cannabis enthusiast, as Tyler is, it's one thing to have
some high standards.
He's got some standards, right? So to summarize, the Verse and Versus portfolio, a partnership with Citizen Stash, obviously the launch and continued innovation around edibles and vacay, and we're very excited about Contraband.
Gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna need to keep our eyes open for that. But yeah, honestly, like we had Quinn, your I think product innovator, I want to say.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we had him on one of our Choom Session, and like to this day, I still I will keep the Sunset Peach in my stash.
There you go.
At all times, it's always in there. I also like the Tropic Lemon, but Sunset Peach has a special place in my heart. I love it. I love it so much. All right, so, and are there any other, I guess we talked about all the different kind of products that fall under those umbrellas, right? So we've got the vapes, we've got the edibles. I really, really want to highlight that there's the no sugar options. Which ones are those ones?
Yeah, in vacay, if you look for just no sugar added on label, there's a variety of chocolates that you'd be able to access under that.
Amazing, because I know that in the Choom Gang we've had people ask for those in the past, being is there any non-sugar options? So guys, make sure to check those out. And guys, all right, so Choom Gang, I've got the next question for you to get yourself another entry. So what Valens product would you like to try? I don't know, man. There's quite a few there, but is there anything that piqued your interest? Let us know in the comment section, and you've got yourself another entry. All right, so the other thing that I want to talk to you about, which I think is equally as important, is self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything, what do you do to keep yourself kind of centered and balanced, because, with motivation, it's that go, that hustle, but I think it's equally important to talk about, all right, let's chill for a bit, let's, gather our thoughts.
I'm sure a lot of people can see themselves in this situation, but over the last couple of years, I think we've been tied to computers, we've been tied to Zoom or online meetings, and you're sitting down a lot. So just movement and staying active in terms of the self-care for me, I think is number one. I think it's an incredible stress reliever. I think it's an incredible distraction. It's obviously doing a lot for my health. So part of my New Year's resolution, I think I was mentioning it earlier. I'm walking home. No diss to Uber, but I'm going to try and limit the number of Ubers that I take. But just daily movement and motion. I love to run. I mentioned I love to ski, so that is huge. But the biggest thing for me has been sleep, to be honest with you.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah, we were just having a discussion about sleep, actually, and how important that is. And I'm right there with you. I think that's part of my New Year's resolution, is to actually have a good sleep regimen.
Yeah. And not to segue too strongly, but again, the relationship that I have with cannabis and my ability just to sleep.
Fall asleep.
I've just noticed that occasion at night. I found that it's changed my life. So
well, it's that unwind, right? People are always talking about having a glass of wine, after work, and that's totally 100% acceptable across the board, in any industry, everywhere. And that's something that I'm really happy to see, is that the destigmatization of cannabis, where it's maybe I want to have a joint after work to just completely unwind and relax.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, that's definitely on there. I also want to say, to unwind, my husband actually got me a gift for Christmas, and it is old lady Legos. So he got me this little like tiny DIY garden house, and you have to build all the furniture and all the structures that come inside of it. It sounds so dorky, but guys, I sit there for hours, and it is just the most like just relaxing, happiest time ever. You know, there's lots of little squeals because I like little things.
It's crazy, like sometimes the smallest things what they can do for like self-care and wellness. You just gotta find those non-negotiable things in your life, right? So I think we could all work, you know, endless hours if we chose to. We could, you know, focus on so many things other than ourselves. And like, you know, we talk about it even with my team and at home, is like creating those non-negotiable moments for yourself, right? And you know, stating them so that they're out there and you can't hide from them, right? So, you know, what are those that pull you away from things that make sure that you're keeping your self-care kind of plan in check? And for me, like defining those non-negotiable moments are huge.
I like that, non-negotiable. I'm gonna be using that.
Yeah,
it's non-negotiable. This is my time.
This is non-negotiable. Hey, you know what? Like you got to put it out there, right? So
it's just as important.
That's for you.
It's just as important.
Absolutely.
As else. Amazing. All right. So before we get to the final, I wanted to ask: is there anything new coming from Valens that we should be keeping an eye on? I know that we've already touched on some of it, but anything in particular?
There's a bunch, but I think most imminent, what we're really excited for is we talked about the Versus brand. So this is going to be coming to market in a variety of different ways. But Versus is a brand. What you're all going to see this year is that we really wanted to take a lot of the kind of overly aspirational brand sentiments out of the equation. Like, how do we just make it easy for like your staff, bud tenders, and your consumers to find the right product for them? And really, like, the message around Versus is anything that carries a Versus badge, the relationship between quality and price should be unmatched. It may not be the lowest, but if your bud tender is trying to, you know, recommend an assortment of products, and whether it be from vape to edible to beverage to whole flower to pre-roll, you know that wherever you kind of link across the kind of the format spectrum, if you will, you're going to find something of extremely high quality and of extreme high value. And that's what we're really excited to put in place. I don't think there'll be a portfolio that will be as complete and as present in as many different form factors and maybe like consumer occasions as Verse. And the first thing that we'll see in market is an assortment of beverages. So we've got Versus Rapid Seltzers coming to market.
Rapid Seltzers?
Yes. So obviously we know that, again, like low sugar but still flavorful is hard to achieve in a cannabis-based beverage.
Yeah, because of the cannabis taste.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So we at Valens are very fortunate to have an incredible partnership with Source Emulsion Tech, which is up from the United States, but we are the exclusive provider of Source technology in Canada. And when we use Source in a beverage, we're able to essentially remove that cannabis flavor that not all consumers are looking for, and not depend on either sweetness or sugar levels to mask flavor to achieve like that right balance. So Versus Rapid Seltzers coming soon. They'll be in a variety of 4 flavors, which you'll be able to find on shelf, but fast onset, predictable offset, great flavors, low sugar, carbonated in cans. Can't wait to see them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to be lining up once those get out there. I'm excited for those. Cool. And then guys, that Versus Yeti cooler, it's going to have the new packaging on it.
Keep your beverages in there.
Exactly. Keep your beverages in there. It's all coming full circle. It's perfect. But guys, that is all the time that we have today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Justin, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my God, no, thank you for including us. It's always great to talk about what's going on in an incredible space, so thank you.
It was a pleasure. And guys, make sure you get all of those entries in before January the 30th, because we're going to pick a winner on the 31st. And and announce who's actually going home with that giveaway prize. All right, thanks everybody. Until the next one.
Thank you so much.
Bye.